Kevin and Mike are here to give you great news.
Nice. Hey, and welcome to another episode of Great News with Kevin and Mike.
I'm Mike.
And we bring you only the positive stories, stories that actually make you believe in humanity again. And they're very, very much needed.
They're very much needed, and they're super easy to find.
Yeah, and both of us, I believe, our lives have been enriched just by finding these stories and reading through them and understanding that there are a lot of really great people in this world.
Yeah, and all kidding aside, I had a chance. I started my whole career. I have all of my career to thank with you to thank for that. You know, you and your partner Bean.
Mike lied to us in the interview. Go ahead.
That's true. At the Kevin and Bean show, and that's where but I also, after that, transitioned to doing AM political talk radio. And my life was so harmed by having to kind of swim in those waters constantly of all these negative, divisive stories. Yeah. And it's such an amazing contrast to do this show and to focus on these stories, which, like I said, are pretty much all over the place, happening every second of every day, all over this great world of ours. And that is the basis of great news. And here is your intro. Intro! The show's about to begin, bro! Say hello to the happy, goodbye to the blues, cause Kevin and Mike are here to give you great news. Brought to you by Cumming Chevrolet.
Who knew we had an unofficial sponsor? That's great news.
It's Cumming Chevrolet. It's my favorite place to buy big.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people. I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night.
I'm not sure he knows what that means.
It's terrific, right? So, I'm in heaven.
Oh, he knows. Dude, have you ever seen Pumping Iron?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
He is so savage.
Yeah.
Believe me, he knows.
Okay.
Smoking a joint. He's like, the ladies love my physique. It's great. It's fantastic. He's the best.
All right. My first story for this episode is the COVID Bandit.
Uh-oh.
What do you think? If you had to guess, what is the COVID Bandit?
It's a guy or gal going around using the mask, because we're all wearing masks, to hide him or herself and giving people COVID, sneezing in their face. Yeah, I sneeze in your face.
That's what you would think.
Sure.
This is an anonymous person who leaves huge tips at restaurants and then walks out, doesn't tell them who he is. I don't know how I got the name, the COVID Bandit, but that's his name. So he went to Notch Up Bakery and Cafe in Colorado.
Notch Up?
Yes.
Okay.
And left a $1,400 tip.
Oh, hello.
And said, split it amongst all of you. And he didn't leave his name or anything. He just left.
And I'm assuming it's a bakery, so there's not like 100 employees. It's got to be like 5 people.
Right.
Amazing.
So he's tipped over 130 servers in Nashville, which is it's a crazy thing that if you can do it, it's an amazing thing to do.
And this person is anonymous, remains anonymous.
Yes. And the police say, what did he do? And they said, just the tip. Okay, here's the video.
Here in the heart of the Colorado Rockies, a serial tipper is on the loose.
When he left and I saw the check, I was like, oh my God, this is real? Is this real?
He left a $1,400 tip, and he wrote that each employee gets $200.
The man, who goes by the COVID Bandit, wants to remain anonymous and has been leaving big tips at various Colorado restaurants for months.
What's it been like trying to run a restaurant during the pandemic?
It's just, you don't know what's going to happen next. And people like a COVID Bandit make a difference because, it brought tears to our eyes when we saw that big tip.
But it's not just here. Good Samaritans have been serving up oversized tips to restaurant staff across the country. In Nashville, Lexi Burke wanted to pay it forward.
I had been a server back in the day, and it was just heavy on my heart to do something for the servers.
She and her husband have tipped more than 130 servers in the city this past year, recently giving Tori Kaiser a $1,300 tip and launching a GoFundMe campaign to buy the mother of 2 a new van.
I work hard for what I do. It just makes you feel special.
What does this say about the kindness of strangers?
I think it means a lot. It feels that we are all in the same boat. We're all supporting each other.
proving a little goes a long way.
I know that we've said this. Hey, Chad.
What's up?
I didn't realize you had joined us.
No, go ahead. Finish your comment, bro.
I know that we've sort of gone on and on about this, that there are more stories like this than there are the terrible 3 stories that they show on the news over and over.
Stuff, yeah.
But this stuff happens all the time.
All the time, bro.
So what's up, Chad?
So, just first off, hey, dude. Hey,
Hey.
bro. So I just thought I'd stop by because, like, I was, chilling back there. I was drinking Monster Energy, just like scrolling through my IG.
Just over here at the studio?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Motomaniac at Motomaniac on IG, and I heard this story about the tipper.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like all over the 909, all over Flagstaff, all over the places I like to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
I've been giving people just a tip for like 20 years now, bro.
But
you know
I mean,
why? Because just too much meat.
Right,
Down there.
this
So
is-
like I just go just a little bit, and the girls are like, "Oh no, Chad, Kyle, you can't." And I was like, "That's right, too much. Just a little tip is all you get." Because I don't want to hurt you.
I mean, I think this is strictly a money thing. Is
All right.
that they eat, they get charged,
all about that paper, kid. I get it.
and then they leave a bigger tip than usual.
While I'm here, I was while I'm here. I was playing like board games with my kids, bro. My 2 sons.
You have kids? What are
I
their
do
names?
have my son's Militia and Kawasaki.
Okay.
Yeah, I have two kids,
Sure.
Militia and Kawasaki.
What board game?
We were playing Monopoly.
Is that one of your kids?
No, that's Militia.
Oh.
He's 4.
Okay.
He's been eating nothing but red meat and
He
monster.
looks huge for 4.
He's a big kid,
Yeah.
bro. But what do you expect?
Yeah.
So I was playing these games, right? And I'm like, yeah, this is all right for kids, because like for Militia, he's 4 and Kawasaki's 2,
Right.
know. But like, there should be more adult games, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For 4 and 2-year-olds?
my wife, Brandy Mandy, we should be able to sit down, play a board game.
What's your wife's name?
Brandy Mandy.
Okay.
I'm Chad Kyle. She's Brandy Mandy. Am I Chad Kyle or Kyle Chad? I can't remember.
I think you're Chad
Yeah,
Kyle.
let's go, either one's fun, man.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a race car. Backwards, forwards, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, right?
So I was like, dude, we should have some like Chad games, that you could play like if you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I came up with some, and like, you tell me what you think, bro.
Okay.
These are adult bro board games, bro.
Adult bro board games. Okay.
Comopoly. It's like Monopoly.
Right, got it.
With ropes.
Right, I got it. But are you talking about with your kids still, or are you talking about only adult?
Dude, come on.
Only adult games.
Dude.
We started out by talking about your kids for 15 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I was playing Monopoly with my
Right,
kids.
I
in
got you.
Kawasaki.
Okay.
And I'm saying, when me and Brandy Mandy sit down,
Gotcha.
maybe crack open a Mickey's
Right.
or something. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Sure.
Or a Coors.
Sure.
Go ahead and rock Comopoly. You know,
Right.
who knows where that'll lead?
I mean, you sort of know where that'll lead.
Cock, paper, scissors. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I do know. How does she play?
I don't know. Well, scissors. Yo, she gets another lady, and they're fucking cock, paper, scissors, scissors. Okay, what?
Yes.
What
Yes,
about,
Chad.
What about Connect Whore? You just get whores.
Right. I mean, I think
Okay.
that one pretty much explains itself.
What about instead of checkers, it's cheekers? You know, the girls are like this with their cheeks, because.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll work on that one.
Not a. Why is your face not on this? By the way,
What?
Your face should be.
I'll work on that, bro.
Okay, all
Well,
right.
I did a photo shoot for Affliction a while back. But
You did,
I'll do
okay.
one for Monster. Twister?
Twister. Yeah.
What about Gister?
Come on.
Tic Tac Toe?
Yes.
What about Dick Crack Hoe?
Well, you went all 3.
There's a dick and a crack.
Sure.
You know, you're gonna ask.
Sure.
She's a hoe.
Right. Right. We get it.
How about thick black bro? I have bros that are black, and they're
Right.
just tip, just like. What about Chess in her ass?
Really? I mean, really? Did you say chess in her ass? That was the name of it?
It's like chess.
Right. I think I understood
You
it.
know, rooks and pawns and king and queen. You know, the whole thing. But it's a
Right. Is this Kawasaki?
No, that's my dad.
Oh, okay.
That's my dad. That's my dad.
He must be proud of you.
That's my dad, Crankshaft. Crankshaft, Chad. Kyle.
Chad is your first name. Kyle is your last name. I feel like I shouldn't have to be the one to point out the order of those.
What a visit.
Wow.
Wow, that guy.
Chad Kyle.
It's amazing how many images you find. You just put like bro and Monster Energy. All right. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
I just did the COVID Bandit a half hour ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
I understand. Look, we make no secret that we're super fanboys and that we are biased and goo goo gaga over the brave men and women who make the decision to serve in the United States military.
Yeah, they're better than the rest of us.
They are. And we always defer to the fact that they are better and we should do whatever we can to support these men and women. Not everybody feels that way. And this is a free country.
Sure.
And you have every right to not feel that way.
Sure.
But I do think
You're a bad person.
I do think it is a travesty when people take it upon themselves to express that to poor soldiers, because the men and women who actually go out and do the fighting, it's not really them.
It's not their decision.
I totally understand having a real problems with United States military global policy. You know,
agreed.
Take it up with Washington, D.C.
That's the thing. It's
Take
not
it up
the
with
soldiers.
the Pentagon. It has nothing to do with the. So I do think it's a real travesty when that does happen. Well, it did happen, and was caught on tape. And the way that this young man and this young woman react is just a testament to why the United States military is so special. Check it out.
So, Bill, it turns out that both of those soldiers are Army recruiters, and they were working at the time when they went into the Walmart. And they said that they're surprised by what happened.
On most days, Staff Sergeant Centavius Davis and Staff Sergeant Linda Bates are busy recruiting for the Army. But last week, they found themselves under attack.
While we were in Walmart, just walking around, guy came up and started expressing his opinion.
Y'all ain't nothing but killers.
Customers at the Walmart on South Rice and West Park started recording when another customer lashed out at the soldiers.
I've been in the Army 10 years, and that's the first time that ever happened to me.
Honestly, I was completely shocked because we are in Houston, and the Houstonians are so supportive of the military.
Both service members were caught off guard, but it was their reaction during the heated moments that have many people talking.
That's what I put on my uniform.
The two soldiers remained cool, calm, and collected, thanks to their training, they say, and because they believe what they preach.
We fight for you to be able to express your opinions and everything like that. However, my mom used to always tell me there's a right way and a wrong way to do things.
I serve, so that all Americans can have freedom and express themselves. And I, too, am just a regular American that chose to serve.
And they both told me that there were other customers who stood up for them in their defense. But they told me it didn't end in the store. The man actually followed them to their truck. They said that the comments got even worse, but nothing led to anything physical, and everyone was able to go their separate ways without any problems. Reporting live from Southwest Houston, Sophia Bosley, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Flavor Flav's lost it.
That guy does deserve. I mean, come on, screw that guy. But hey. We put on the uniform so that every American can express his or her opinion. It doesn't matter if it's the one we agree with or not.
Yeah, agreed. I agree. This is a story of a hometown hero. Her name is Rhonda Lee, and she, through the pandemic, has started her own food pantry in her own basement. Check this out.
Now to a hometown hero who has made a big difference during this pandemic by starting a food pantry out of her own basement. Andy Chillian taking us to Jackson County, West Virginia for this week's Hometown Hero.
Following my heart, and I'm trying to help people. Meet Rhonda Lee. When the pandemic hit, she decided to start her own food pantry by taking money out of her own paychecks.
Some weeks it was $200, some weeks it was $100.
And even after she was laid off in June of last year, Rhonda saved up enough money and has kept the pantry going.
All right, hold up. She was laid off.
And she kept it going.
She kept buying food so that she could help other people who didn't have food.
It's miraculous.
Agreed.
Her inspiration stems from the desire to help a friend who was short on food.
I was donating anyway, so why not give to somebody I knew?
But she has also strived for a way to give back to the community after losing everything to a flash flood in 1995.
I know what it's like to get up one day and everything's gone and you're starting over. They helped me. I'm in a position. I'm going to help others.
With that mentality, Rhonda aims to assist anyone in need, no matter the circumstance.
We don't care. We don't tell people no. We just say, how can we help? What do you need?
She even goes the extra mile and drops the boxes of food off herself. And that is what makes Rhonda Lee this week's WSAZ Hometown Hero. Andy Chillian, WSAZ News Channel 3, Jackson County, West Virginia.
There is something about people who have gone through that type of experience where they lost everything.
Yeah.
And it puts everything in perspective. And then all of a sudden, that was her natural response.
Beautiful. Everyone, all of you, everyone with an earshot, let's go. For Rhonda Lee. Good on you, Rhonda. Do you think there's anybody...
Yes?
Do you think there's anybody in West Virginia, in that county, that just says, help me, Rhonda?
Yeah, we know the song. Somebody up there said, help me, Rhonda. Come on. It was bad enough when he said it. All right, back to you.
So, there is...
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
This is not necessarily a great uplifting story of human kindness. It was just so bizarre and hysterical that I thought it deserved to be highlighted, and it brings a smile to my face, and I think it will do the same for you and you, the viewers.
I brought my friend Jean-Charles Skarbowski here today. Good friend of mine is a Muay Thai trainer from France.
Pause.
Paris.
So that is George St. Pierre, in my opinion, the greatest MMA fighter that has ever lived. This is from maybe a decade ago when he was coaching on The Ultimate Fighter. All the coaches bring in different coaches from their own performing life to come help with their teammates. And they bring in striking coaches, they bring in wrestling coaches, jiu-jitsu coaches, and everything. George had been working with a Muay Thai, the guy's a legend. His name is Jean-Charles Skarbowski. He's a Parisian Frenchman, and George is a Canadian Frenchman. And Jean-Charles Skarbowski is fucking crazy. Right. And I mean that in all the best ways. He's a legitimate lunatic.
But legitimate genius?
Oh, he's one of the greatest, what they call Farangs, which is non-Thai Muay Thai fighter, whether they be from Europe or America. There's a handful of essentially, non-Thai people that are well-respected. Jean-Charles Skarbowski is one of them. But he's a lunatic. These guys are professional American athletes. They're all muscular, and Jean-Charles Skarbowski is a hairy, flappy pile of shit that drinks all day and makes no secret of it, smokes constantly. And
he's not in shape?
And I mean, he's not fat, but he's like, if you saw him with a shirt off, you wouldn't be like, that guy is a world-class Muay Thai fighter.
He would wreck me. Yeah.
He's drinking all the time. And listen to how George has to literally warn them that he's like, be careful what you do. He is kind of crazy. And then watch what happens when he fights these professional fighters. This is amazing. Check it out.
He's a different human being. He's like more, I don't know how to call that in English. He's a free thinker, But what he does, he's like amazing in it. He's a kind of guy, if you spar with him, you respect him, he's going to respect you. If I've seen some guy try to prove a point with him and try to go hard in Muay Thai, he's gonna knock you out cold. He's a character, okay? So I want you to please be careful. He did a long ride from Paris to come here. I want him to be respected, okay? So it's important for me.
What George is trying to tell you, this could be the best experience of your life or the worst.
Exactly.
Be careful.
Which one is gonna be.
Look at this dude. Bonjour. Hello, everybody.
My name is Jean-Charles Skarboski. I'm from Paris. I'm a Muay Thai teacher. One time I managed to be ranked #1 at the Raja Damlan Stadium. That is one of the biggest stadium of Muay Thai in the world.
Come here.
How are you?
Hey.
What's your name? Dan. Jean.
Jean-Charles is here.
Apparently, John Charles, he only sleeps like 3 hours a night, and before practice, he like gets wasted. Like he just drinks a ton of alcohol and just goes in there with a bunch of MMA fighters and effortlessly beats them up.
Have a seat. No.
Just throws him.
Ooh, like that's. I thought he was gonna knee him in the head. Ooh.
Oh, kitty shot.
Jean-Charles is a very good guy. You're a very good person with a good heart, but you cannot have the same lifestyle that Jean-Charles has, because us, as a martial artist, we need to not smoke, we need to not drink. And Jean-Charles, he lived in Thailand for a very long time, so in Thailand, it's different mentality. They smoke, they drink, and they fight every day, you know, so...
He's not even trying.
Sparring with Jean Charles is awesome, but at the same time, it sucks.
That guy is brutal. He beat us all up and he was drunk, so that guy can fight.
Is that not?
That's amazing.
So bizarre. Like, there's always, these amazing martial arts movies about like the drunken master and stuff. But you're like, oh yeah, it's Hollywood.
Yeah, it's Steven Seagal or something.
He flew here from Paris,
drinking,
hammered the whole way, threw away his butt, shirtless and shoeless. He came in and he said, "Hello, I am Judge Oscar," and just wrecked people. I found that so peculiar.
He wasn't trying. That's the part that got me, is that he was just standing there.
Yeah.
He wasn't in a stance and ready to go. He's just standing there.
No, I do not need to put my hands up.
Here's a kick to your kidney. How about that?
I do not need to put my hands up. It's very nice training with you.
My next story is about an amazing woman named Lee Fruchman. And she, why are you laughing? She escaped Nazi Germany when she was 17.
Oh my God.
Now she's 101.
I was going to say, she is still alive? That's amazing.
And I just want you to see her frame of mind, because some horrible things have happened to her. Her family's been killed, like really devastating things have happened.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Nazi Germany was not fun.
That's quite a limb you went out on.
Yes.
She's an amazing person, though. Listen to her.
You have to be strong and live with it. Not cry about it. You have to be strong.
84 years after Lee Fruchtman escaped Nazi Germany, the pain is still raw, but her strength is still building. The Washington Heights resident just turned 101 last month, her mind as sharp as ever. She was born in Munich, Germany as Lieselette Suntimer, and her family watched in horror as Hitler rose to power.
We went under the bed when they marched on our street. Heil Hitler.
Lee's family was beyond fortunate to have relatives in America who were able to secure this affidavit to bring Lee over to the U.S. in 1937 when she was 17. She escaped the concentration camps, but still left everything behind in Munich, not knowing if she'd ever see her parents again.
Very sad. Very sad. And on the border was sick for 7 days.
Her U.S. relatives were also able to get one of her sisters to the States, and then eventually her parents right as the war was breaking out. She had another sister who escaped to France. So many of their Jewish friends and family members were murdered at the hands of the Nazis, a nightmare Lee's daughter Deborah said her mom had to learn to live with.
She never looked back. She never felt, why me? She never pitied herself. She just soldiered on, and it's very inspiring.
In the States, Lee had many jobs. During the war, when her husband Max was fighting in Europe for the U.S. Army, Lee raised their first daughter alone. At the same time, she was leading a group of Jewish refugee women who made gloves to send to soldiers, which is documented in this 1942 newspaper article. She later worked long hours as a caterer for most of her career and then retired at the age of 89 as an employee of a kosher bakery here in Washington Heights. Only needing my arm for support, Lee can easily keep her stride with any New Yorker.
So what's your secret to being in such good physical shape?
Working.
Working?
And not sleeping.
Not sleeping. You don't hear that.
With her positive outlook and now with a vaccine in her arm, Lee feels she survived another battle, COVID-19. Lee has 3 children, 5 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren, and only more happy days ahead of her. In Washington Heights, Dana Arshan, Fox 5 News.
It really puts into focus, I was complaining because I didn't have a snack today.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And she's got this incredibly horrible history, and she just keeps going. She's just like, you know what? That really was awful.
And
I'm going to keep going.
You have to be tough, as she said at the beginning. I mean, it's remarkable. What a remarkable story. And I will say, first and foremost, I totally support wacky conspiracy theories. I'm not into a lot, but if you want to go on and wax poetic about how the Earth's flat, you do your thing.
Feel free.
Or vaccines don't work. I don't care. It's America. But the Holocaust denying stuff, like, seriously, pump the brakes on that, because there's many, unfortunately, probably millions of families around the globe that have to hear that.
Yeah.
Knowing what they know about their grandmother or their great-grandfather.
Like it's not hard enough for her to just move on with her life.
Like I said, I mean, you want to go into Bill Gates is going to
put a
microchip
chip in
us.
all of
I
us.
don't give a shit. Go ahead, man. Have fun with it. Honestly, I don't pass judgment. But just remember that next time you're going to go down to Mel Gibson's dad's website and talk about how the fucking Holocaust didn't happen. All right, final story. Richard Dreyfuss, by all accounts, a very nice man, and certainly a unbelievably talented actor. He was recently on a late night talk show in Britain, and he was confronted with Robert Shaw's granddaughter. You know Robert Shaw? He was in Jaws as well. I think he was the badass like shark hunter.
Okay.
Remember that they took on the boat with him? And unfortunately that actor died rather early on in his life. And Richard Dreyfuss just kind of opens up a little bit, and it's so rare to see not only people in Hollywood, but someone so revered in Hollywood show such extreme vulnerability and sadness for a relationship that he shared with another human being. I thought this was a very nice clip. Check it out.
You know the thing about a shark, he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eyes.
God, he kicks ass.
When he comes at you, he doesn't seem to be living until he bites you. And those black eyes roll over white, and then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. The ocean turns red, and in spite of all the pounding and the hollering, they all
I can watch this all day. All right, play the fucking clip.
We got
I thought that was really, like...
You don't see celebrities sort of, let their guard down a little bit like that.
And also, I guess it's just a bygone era, though. Judging by my wife, who's been lucky enough to work in, like, real major motion pictures, yeah, you like, oh, I saw that guy that I did a movie with.
Right.
You're like, hey, buddy. But to see that they had that level of a relationship, I thought it was really sweet. And granddaughter was pretty hot.
Okay.
Just saying. I found out she's 22. So okay, all right. She's
You did a little research.
I did a little research.
If you like this podcast, please subscribe or click the little button thing, the bell, so that you can get an announcement when we put up a new one.
Real quick.
And maybe a thumbs up.
Yes, thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, please. We really believe in the show, and we hope you like it. So please get more people to like it.
Real quick.
How did Richard Dreyfuss hold on to his voice? Because he's like 70 now. He
don't
still
know.
sounds like he did.
He
You know what
does,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you hear like Pacino and De Niro. You hear Pacino in 76. Hey, Fredo, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he's like, you tell him that I'm gonna be a sergeant. I'm gonna come Serpico. It's gonna be, and then now he's like, Richard Dreyfuss sounds like he did.
He's the same.
Yeah,
Same guy.
Thank you. Outro! You know what I'm talking about, bro! Say hello to the happy, goodbye to the blues, cause Kevin and Mike just rocked you all with great news! Coming Chevrolet. Kevin and Mike are here to give you great news!
Nice.